Hello, my name is Jeremiah Ramos, and this is my match 'em up game that I created for PMP4. Alright, let's begin with the actual game. So the game was created with a canvas and buttons. The actual level is the only level that contains game objects. Here we have our start game and our how to play. If you select how to play, you're faced with a new scene that gives you a general description of what needs to be accomplished. At the very bottom, simple text, press space to return to main menu, and you're back to the main menu. We hit start game and we're faced with level 1. So here you have game objects, and they're all the cards are face down with a text at the bottom that shows you how many cards are remaining. So you select your cards. Whenever you find a match, your match count goes down, and you continue this until there are no more matches remaining. Now the game only allows you to select 2 cards at once. It will not let you select a third card, as you can see. And there's also a wait for seconds that allows the system to process to see if the cards are a match. Because we're limited on time and there's so many matches, we're going to go ahead and show you what the win screen looks like. Here, once you complete all the matches and your match count hits 0, you're faced with the you win. Same exact concept as the how to play. Press space to return, and you're back to the main menu. So let's go over some of the script that runs that game. So for our first one is our game manager. Here we have a couple of variables that we have. So we have our we created 2 arrays, one to house the sprites of the front images of each of our cards. The second array holds the actual game objects, so it's each card that we've created. We have a sprite that houses our card, the image for the back of our card. They're all consistent, so it's only one. We don't need an array for that. We created a text variable for our how many matches we have remaining, and then we have our boolean for initialize, and then how many matches we are there total. So as soon as the update game starts and the update begins, first thing the game is going to do is going to initialize the cards. So what this method does, it initializes all the cards at random and lays them down in different locations every single time. We do that by using a for loop. So once that's done, the initialize is set to true. Also in the update, we have the get mouse button up. So anytime the player clicks the left button, it runs the check cards method. Down here we have the check cards method. What this does is the moment a card is clicked, this for loop accesses the card switch script here, which we'll get in that in a minute, and checks the state of the card. So it makes, if the state of the card becomes 1, in our case, the card switch tells you that if the state is 0, then the card is face down. If the state is 1, then it's face up. If it's face up, then we add 1 to our list. When that list becomes 2, we run our card comparison method. Here we have our card comparison method. We have a check statement, an if statement. So we have the card value for the first card and the card value for the second card. If they're the same, then our x becomes 2, which we declared our int here, x is 0. It becomes 2, and then our match gets deducted by 1, and then it gets updated in the text. If our matches hit 0, then we load our win screen. Switch over to our card switch. Here we have, to go over some of the methods. Our flip card method is one of them. So what this does, it lets that card manager know whenever it's doing the check card method. If the state is 0, then flip the card and make it 1. If it's 1, then switch it back to 0. Here we get the sprite images. If the card is 0, then we're returning that sprite image that we set for the back of the card. If it's 1, then we're getting the front image that was initialized for that game object. Here we have a false check, which starts a coroutine. What this does is it waits a certain amount of seconds before the cards are flipped back down if the check card fails and they're not the same. And that's pretty much it. Here we have our load level. So initially this loads the first level, and this one here loads the main menu from both the windscreen and the how to play. And that's everything. Thank you for watching.